New this morning, we now know the name of the security guard being hailed a hero after being killed in the attack at a San Diego mosque. He is Amin Abdullah, a father of 8. He is one of 3 people killed in the shooting, now being investigated as a hate crime. Police say 2 teenagers, ages 17 and 18, were behind the attack. They were found dead in a nearby car from self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Law enforcement officials tell CNN hate speech was scrawled on one of the weapons they found, and one of the suspects left a suicide note about racial pride. Joining me now is Edward Ahmed Mitchell, the National Deputy Director for the Council on American Islamic Relations. Good morning to you. First of all, can you give us some sense of how the community is doing after all this, what you're learning this morning about children that were there and taken out? We saw them being taken out in a line, the staff and the families who frequent the mosque.
The Islamic Center of San Diego is one of the most prominent mosques in the state of California. It's well known across the country. It's not only a place of worship, it's a place for school. As you noted, they have elementary school kids there throughout the week who are learning and studying. So this is a horrific tragedy, and it could have been much worse if not for, thank God, the brave actions of Amin Abdullah, who did what he could to protect everyone inside and sacrificed his life in the process. You know, every mosque in America is aware of anti-Muslim hate, of the threats to mosques, of what happened to mosques in New Zealand and the United Kingdom and Canada. But we never, expected it to happen here, but we prepared for it. This mosque prepared, it was ready, and it should not have had to do this. Anti-Muslim hate is out of control in this country. This was the predictable result of it. And it's just a horrible tragedy for that community and for American Muslims, and I think for our whole country.
What can you tell us, if anything, more about Amin Abdullah? We just brought up a photo of him, and his close friend said he can't imagine him doing anything other than what he did, and he believes that he sacrificed himself so that more people were not killed or injured. Do you know anything more about him at this hour?
Yeah. The leadership of our San Diego chapter has been at the scene on the ground, and what I've heard is that Amin Abdullah was respected, beloved in the community, as you said, a father of 8. And what's fascinating is the last post that he made on Facebook was expressing the Islamic belief that dying for the sake of God, doing something righteous, is a wonderful way to end your life if you have to. And so he ended his life saving the lives of children, saving the lives of people who are worshiping God in that mosque. And so, he was beloved before. He's even more beloved now. We pray for him. May God grant him peace and comfort his family. And the community right now is rallying to support his family and the other victims. 2 other people were murdered at this mosque by these anti-Muslim extremists. And so the community is standing with all of them today.
Have authorities given you any more details about these 2 teenagers, a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old? They're saying they believe that this is a hate crime. Have you gotten any more details as to why they believe that, and what is it that was with them that leads them to believe this very thing?
The public reporting is the same as what we understand, which is that one of the weapons had some sort of hate speech scrawled on it, that one of the perpetrators left behind a suicide note that had some sort of anti-Muslim writing on it. We don't know any more detail than that. But obviously, no one would be surprised if this was indeed, as it appears, an act of anti-Muslim hate. You have seen mosques attacked in very similar ways. Christchurch, New Zealand, Quebec, the United Kingdom. We've had mosques firebombed in our country. A mass shooting is the first, though. And given the climate of anti-Muslim hate, you've got prominent politicians calling for the literal destruction of quote-unquote mainstream Muslims. You got politicians saying that Muslims are not welcome in America. You have politicians who are, targeting Muslim private schools, saying they're a danger to our nation. When you have all of that rhetoric, it is no surprise that someone, in this case potentially 2 teenagers, would act on that hate.
What does it tell you that it is teenagers? These are young people, young minds involved in this, and then they took their own lives. We also know that the mother of one of these young people noticed that he was gone and had weapons, and that there was a suicide note. But what does it tell you about the way in which young people might be learning about the Muslim faith, that they would do something like this?
No young person grows up hating their neighbor because of their race or their religion. Hate is learned. It is taught. And the fact that you had people this young who decided to engage in this horrific act of violence at their local Muslim house of worship is a sign that hate speech can lead to hate crimes. If a young mind hears over and over again that Muslim Americans are a danger, that Muslim Americans are not welcome, that this is a country that does not welcome Muslims, even though we've been here since before it was a country, there is a danger that someone will take that sort of hateful rhetoric seriously. And we've seen again and again that hate speech can lead to hate crimes. All of the mass shootings at mosques that I noted to you earlier, the killers in those situations all had either liked or followed or platformed and shared content from prominent anti-Muslim extremists. So, I understand that some politicians think that Muslims make a good political football, but their rhetoric has real consequences. The American Muslim community is not going to tolerate being put in danger like this, having a bullseye on our back. This is our nation too. Everyone has the right to worship peacefully and safely in our nation. And we're going to keep doing that in San Diego and across the country, God willing.
Edward Ahmed Mitchell, thank you so much. I know this is a really difficult time for you as well. I do appreciate you taking the time with us.